Hello, this is Rebekah Freedom, and this is episode number 25 of Heard Not Seen, produced by John Beethan. Today's title is From the Profane to the Profound. So I had a friend point out to me today, and God bless our friends, right? That I have the spectrum of personality of the profound, the spiritual seeker, the philosopher, the aesthetics specialist. And on the other hand of that, I have part of me that's just a fucking whore that swears and doesn't care and is loud and obnoxious and in the world and just mouthing off all the time. So the reason that I even begin this talking about myself is to say, where do you lie in the spectrum? Like, from what place are you creating? Are you trying to fit into a certain straight-laced and, are you trying to fit in? Are you trying to fit in by being a rebel and, sticking out like a sore thumb and being in the profane part? Are you trying to be, the Madonna of the world, like the good Catholic girl gone bad, turned entertainer, dating your backup dancer? Or are you really steeped in the profound, like Jason Silva, where you constantly use words like ontological and awe and hedonic adaptation or whatever? You just decide to grasp at vibrational, I guess, elaborations, if you will. So, where are you? Where are you? Where are you creating from? And one of the most brilliant things I heard is judgment. What is the energy of judgment? And judgment is simply this. It is the edge of imagination. That's where a person's imagination stops at whatever judgments or points of view they're holding in place, right? I can't go beyond that. I can't imagine something else. For instance, if you got hired at a job that paid $60,000, you can only imagine earning $60,000 from that job instead of asking a question, well, what else is possible? What else is out there that I could really explore and delve into? So that's what we're going to go over in the next couple moments together for this podcast, is really to just say, from what world are you creating? Do you want to create more money? Are you doing it from a place of and not, as the motivational speakers say, a place of lack or fear or whatever? Are you just coming from a singular point of view that's being reinforced over and over again? Is that the energy you're in? And to learn that words are your wands. Like, the word job actually means betrayal, okay? Having a job means to betray, being betrayed, betrayal. Let me just go to betrayal every day so I can betray myself so I can get some money, versus assignment. Assignment means to have rank, to be able to be appointed to a task. And that feels much different, right? Like, am I choosing assignments where I'm going to work and maybe I'm assigned to be a computer programmer versus this is my job. I'm betraying myself to be a computer programmer. And I'm just going to go ahead and tell you a little bit more of my story because it just feels pertinent. And I really, of course, my hope is that you connect to it and I'm not just some other life coach with her narcissistic, sob story, violins in the background. Because, fuck that shit. Deep breath, everybody. Deep breath. So I have a sort of sordid history with men. And it dates back, of course, to other lifetimes, I'm sure. But in this lifetime, I had a dad who he liked to cheat on my mom. That was his choice point. And again, that ripples through the consequences of things that happened in our family, of which I'm not going to go into. And so my whole thing was that relationships are sort of not to be trusted. But of course, the world tells you be in a relationship. It's the best thing ever. It's freedom, it's romance, it's companionship. It's like someone to help you and to grow with. And absolutely, it is those things. But how do you even create those things if you can't come from a place of trusting them? If you're just like, relationships are dumb, okay? And that was sort of my background. And so every guy that I chose to like, I was coming from this place, this awareness that relationships are stupid. I don't really understand why people are getting in them, but let me get in them so I can try to understand them. Like, it's backwards logic, if you will. And so I've like put myself intentionally in relationships that I probably had awarenesses that were not going to work out. They were just going to, they just basically reinforced my belief that relationships are stupid. They're a stupid place. Although, there's a book, Relationship, A Spiritual Path, and I forget if it's Jack Kornfield, possibly. I'll look it up in the show notes. It says, if we choose relationships, it's because we are willing to surrender ourselves to something bigger than ourselves, right? We're willing to be the doors of our heart to be open and our guts to be eviscerated into creating a whole new being, a whole new entity. And of course, from those relationships, sexual primarily, new beings are literally formed. They're called babies. They're tiny little humans that are so confusing. They don't talk. They just eat and sleep and shit. I'm drinking some tea. Hold on. Hold please. It's just about the right temperature. Okay, my computer keeps like popping up with updates, so just ignore if you hear anything in the background. Okay, long story short is, what do you want to create? What do you want to create? Do you want to create from the profane, like sexual part? Like, I can't even tell you how many sexy selfies I have. Like, I could probably run my own internet site of like my ass. I've never and will never take a vagina shot. I feel like that is unladylike. There's no reason for me to send gynecological pictures over my phone. And to be honest, smartphones have made all of us voyeurs and somewhat quasi porn stars, right? Like most people, when you get on dating apps, within a couple seconds, they're like, send me nudes, send me a picture. And that's just fuck boy or fuck girl language, where it's just like, we're going to enter into a transactional relationship. So that's cool. That's sort of the profane, if you will. And you can add money into that. Like, do you want to just hire somebody to be able to come give you some body pleasure? Is that what you need? I mean, and of course, massage therapists are the sort of negotiating ground where you can go and get your happy ending, again, profane, or just go get touched, massage, which is like, can be profound. It can catalyze emotional release and awarenesses you didn't have before, and allow you to choose something new. So I'm really, this was tugging at me at the beginning. And I've done it before, and I want to see what kind of words want to flow through me to really describe and evoke the energy of the profound, the profundity of life, the parts of us that go to dance parties and connect, or choose to do ayahuasca and stretch our minds only to come back to this earth and have to pay the bills, or the people who sit in their ivory towers and drink from the fountain of riches while also still being poor in spirit. Okay, so I want to really pause and see what spirit has to say to me, and hopefully in the vibration of these words, because words are vibration after all. They are a symphony and a harmony unto themselves. And one of the other things I heard that was so profound is that you cannot demand anything of the universe. It'll just smirk at you. And you cannot really command anybody, because after thousands of years of war, no one wants to be commanded anymore. And so the most profound thing that you can do is demand something of yourself, and the universe will meet you in that. It will meet you and replicate it twofold. So you have a partner to expand with, right? You always have a companion to go in hand with. And that's what we've all been asking for, is to be able to create just a little bit more, just a little bit more, just a little bit more. But we cannot create what we do not demand of ourselves. And that means to be in alignment with the thing that is trying to expose us to a new reality beyond our imagination. So just really soak that in really quickly. And in 3, 2, 1, hit it. From the profound to the profane. I have to do the same thing over and over again. And someone call me insane because my expectations do not meet the outcome. But it's not the outcome, but the expectations, that we just take a mental vacation. We sit back and say, no, I didn't create this. This is what created me. And then we sit deep, sunk into our victim energy. And in our victim energy, we can never go beyond our imagination. We just stay stagnant. We stay stationary, and we can't write down our goals anymore because they are not gold anymore. They are something that we implore and ask somebody else to come manipulate me. Tell me what you want me to be, and I can show up for you like that. But then it doesn't mean I'll be happy. In fact, I will rebel, resist, retract. And in my rebellion, I will overact. And when I overact, I'm just putting on a show because I want some attention. That attention that has never been shown. I had a mother, or I had a father, or I had an elder that didn't recognize my light. So I hid it. I went dark, just like the night. But my darkness, there were no stars and there was no moon. I was alone in my own womb. I've been incubating this fever for years, and sometimes it shows up as this revival type fear, and I create from ear to ear, as in between my brain, the things that I'm listening to, from the profound to the profane. So join me now in this moment and reach a little bit further. Don't stop trying. Capture that fervor. That passion won't last if it starts with sex. But if sex calls you to the carpet, you ride it all the way to the magic. I stand here as an invitation to be the bee that you be, and the voice in the world that needs this level of clarity. You know, if you want to build a kingdom, start with freedom. Boo shaka laka laka laka, boo shaka laka laka. So feel the energy of that. Receive it. Barriers down. Anywhere and everywhere that you put walls up to pretend that you're safe and protected, would you just please put your barriers down? Would you please receive everything that's trying to contribute to you? Go beyond your judgments, beyond your imagination. Ask what else is possible. What is going to allow for clarity and freedom to be the primary energies of which I operate from. And this is why I choose to be as fucking crazy as people judge me to be. You know, there's this one girl in community, and I think she is amazing, but I struggle with jealousy. I struggle with jealousy of watching people who are working at the local cafes also get invited to go be on stage, or to go to Good Morning America and meet with Kathy Ireland. Facebook is just this little petri dish of people succeeding more than I am and posting it, right? Like, oh, I want that. I want to be able to be on TV. Oh, I want that. I want platform. Oh, I want to be the one responsible for unifying our community at, every once a week, and to be able to see people's lives completely shift and change because of that. And I deal with jealousy, and jealousy really is the emotion of like, I don't want you to have that. Envy is the energy of, I don't think that I can have that. And honestly, envy is kind of not my issue. When I first moved to California, I looked at all these massive houses and I thought, well, I'll never have that. And I don't want people to have that unless I'm having it. But then I realized, yes, I can have that. It's just, if I have to keep asking for it and keep working, there's a motivational speaker and he shrieks and he's all like, if you want the bling bling, if you want the jets, fucking work. So, yeah, I mean, if I look at 27-year-old me that entered grad school and I tack on 10 years, which is basically a decade has gone by since I decided to get my master's, I can confidently say that I have been training consistently for this moment, for this level of platform, for this stage, to be able to meet these people that are going on Good Morning America, that are asking interesting questions about dating on Facebook, that are, all doing the same thing. They're being curious about the world in it and how that they can play within the confines of it and fit in. And I guess some of what I feel a lot of times is that like I'm a pariah, I don't fit in, that the world has charged me with more responsibility than I can create by myself, and yet I'm very suspicious of creating with other people. So I kind of get myself in this like stuck place of being like, of course I want an entourage, I want a personal assistant, I want a personal trainer, or I want an agent who's going to get me on TV, I want a stylist, I want to be able to have, an esthetician. I want my entourage. I want my entourage of like service industry people where we're really creating this collaborative together. And I get to take all this knowledge, and I'm a walking encyclopedia because I did this spoof on YouTube about, I was in a leopard kimono and I was like, I'm just in my kimono, just prepping myself. Let me just tell you a little story about my dad. He was just so intelligent. And I just go on and on and on. And the point of that story is to say, I came from really intelligent stock. My dad was a chiropractor, but he managed to do a bunch of acid and be a hippie and a biker and a preacher. He ran the spectrum. And then my mom also was like a rodeo queen, turned hippie, turned office manager, turned teacher. She went to UCLA, super, incredible intelligence that created this body. And, of course, both my parents checked out in their 50s. They were like, yep, 50 some years is enough. Okay, that's good. Bye. Bye, Earth. Bye, third dimension. And so the result of having them as parents is that I grew up in this like alternative medical field, learning different techniques about cranial sacral therapy, acupuncture, Nero-Emotional technique, which is based in traditional Chinese medicine. It really says that there's different emotional components, neurotransmitters that kind of lay down a map within your different organs, and that can get stuck there, and then it's represented in your repetitive behavior. So you can clear that energy. And because I grew up with a dad who's a chiropractor and a hypnotist, like I have those skills, and oftentimes he'll show up. Because in the middle of what I have, I want to go back to why he shows up energetically for me. But in the middle of what I have is I studied psychology, sort of the melding of philosophy and biology together to create this like understanding of the structures, the body structures that drive behavior, and then also the energetic structures that drive behavior, and why we fall in love, why we break up, and there's continual research on that. So then, medical end of the spectrum, alternative medicine, psychology, and then the other end of the spectrum being psychic, and I know a lot of people really grapple with that. So you can say sixth or seventh sense. It's just a heightened awareness of being able to follow energy, right? Saying, well, if you're choosing this, you can kind of see or feel the energy that creates in another person, in a system, in a place or a thing. You can also see, I can see what energies pull on you. But a lot of people don't want to know. They don't actually want to have the knowledge of a psychic. They just want to have like patchwork, just like, well, am I going to find my husband or not? When am I going to find him? What does he look like? And to that, I say, great, I could tell you all that information, but you still have to do the work, okay? You still have to put in the hours and do the freaking work. This is why my name is Freedom. Freedom is the energy that touches everything. And I am unlike any other life coach because, of course, I combine, here's the tools. Who cares? Every life coach does that. But do they give you the tools that's specific to you, being able to navigate the profound and the profane, right? To be able to run the spectrum, to be goofy and irreverent and sexual and, out there. I would say, I would go, even Beyonce has a alter character called Sasha Fierce, which is her like super sexy, strong woman side. And then she just got, Beyonce on the other side, just her day-to-day, no makeup, scrubs kind of girl. And I would say same is true for me. I have Cheyenne, which is just like a whore stripper escort who doesn't give any fucks and will just like receive judgment and everything from everywhere. In fact, enjoys it and enjoys the space of being an entertainer with the spotlight on her. And then there's this other part of me, which is just like Rebekah McClaskey with the root of my dad and my mom, there. And Rebekah McClaskey is earnest. Everything is serious. She's a researcher, a philosopher, someone who is scientific and empirical and really digging into the fabric of existence and studying it, like earnestly studying why we do what we do and why we're here and what we're choosing. And then right in the middle of that is Rebekah Freedom. The energy of Cheyenne plus McClaskey is Rebekah Freedom. And I just know I have the ability wherever you're at in your life, where literally, truly, wherever you're at in your life, I have the ability to just offer you the exact thing you need to pivot from where you're at. I have a friend who's going through a breakup and I'm, giving him advice, pro bono at the moment. And it's helping him pivot every little corner, any text that comes in, any meanness that happens, any compulsion to return to the relationship and to create something else. I'm able to give him little tools like gratitude or immediacy. Do I act now or do I wait? And to just follow the energy with that. That being said, this feels really important because I met somebody, and we'll wrap up here. I met somebody at a party who was like, so you're psychic, huh? Well, what does that mean? Tell me what it means. And this person wasn't coming at me with a curiosity to expand their awareness. They were coming at me with the energy of like, I want to prove myself as self-important. Like, what does it mean that you're psychic? And a lot of people were like defending her as sort of like, well, she's really new to this. She's being able to like express herself in this space for a certain time, which may be true. But it was very like abrasive in her advance towards me. And so I just share that story to say that I do claim it, but I really see that everybody has the ability and the potential to step into that space, to be sovereign, to be authorities in their own life, and to gain the strength and muscle you need to have the responsibility to be a powerful creator versus a victim hoping that something or someone else will come and save you. Yeah. And just don't piss me off, people. Okay. So that's the other thing about when she came to me and she started coming at me, well, what does it mean to be psychic? And she wanted to have this like deep conversation and hold my hands and look into my eyes. I was like, I charge for this. Like, this is what and again, with my friend who I'm sort of like offering advice because I'm recognizing that you can create beyond money with someone sometimes. Sometimes the social exchange is more valuable than the monetary exchange. So it's about evaluating that. That being said, okay, we're coming into the new year, and I'm very aware of the depth and spectrum of healing that I offer people, like just medical, psychological, spiritual, metaphysical, to infinity and beyond, people, because that's what freedom is, to infinity and beyond. And because I have trained for this and I have the years in this, and it's like going to a specialist, my rates are reflective of that, and they're going to be reflective of that. They're, it's going to be in and around $10,000 to coach with me for about 2 months. And that can look a lot of different ways. The configuration of that can look different. Normally, it's about 2 phone calls a week. And if you're in the San Diego area, or you want to fly me out to where you are at, then that will also involve in-person healings, in-person intensives where I can put my hands on you, practice access consciousness, clear more space in your head, clear points of view out, clear judgments, release old patterns from your body, release blockages, be able to really navigate through any illnesses, sicknesses, or anything that you have, so that you can experience more while you're here. Because why else are you here? Did you just come here to like belong and then die, like get a job, get some betrayal and then die? No. You didn't. You came here to experience and express your version of freedom. Okay. So I just want to really hold space for that. And I really hear that people, when it comes to money, that's a whole other conversation. And in fact, moving forward, I just want to offer, I'm also stepping into the role of female motivational speaker, because I'm recognizing most of the motivational speakers' voices out there in the world are men. So yay, thank you for that. Thank you for like the pump up. Thank you for the reminder to learn your fundamentals and what else is possible when the voice of freedom is truly speaking. Okay, so if you want more of this, and if you're really in a place where you're just like, I've tried so many things, I'm ready to truly invest in freedom, the thing that's going to set me free, then, please get a hold of me at RebekahFreedom.com, stuttered there, REBEKAH, freedom.com. I could go on and on, but I just really want to say that this is a very unique and particular container where you can come and lay your burdens down and learn everything that you are open and ready to receive to learn, so that you can create something more, something powerful, and something freeing for your life. Thank you for your attention. Thank you for listening. Please share this on all your social media outlets, and I look forward to talking to you again and also hopefully hearing from you. All right. Love you so much. Take care.